Hello, hello, hello. This is Alicia Jones. I hope everyone is having an awesome and amazing day. Welcome to my Facebook Live. This video actually will be converted over to YouTube later. But thank you for joining me today to hear a little bit about our vendor training segment. Before we get started, just a few things. If you want to take full advantage of the slides that I will be using, make sure that you turn your phone sideways in landscape mode and that you swipe to the right to move the comments out of the way. Also, I just want to thank my awesome and amazing husband, Derrick Jones, for putting this all together, for making this happen. You know, we're just excited to be a part of this company called Vida Divina, and it has truly changed our lives. It has broken all comfort zones for us. We are just ready to take this business to the next level. And so I just appreciate the time that you have taken out today to hear a little bit about this one segment of training that we have to offer within Vida Divina. So Derrick and I, just a little bit of history. Derrick and I have been in network marketing for a few years. Derrick has actually been in the industry a little bit longer than me. But essentially, we started out with having a team. We built, a good team with people who were really into the business. They were using the products. Other people were using the products. Everybody was happy. But then sometimes some of our team members, including ourselves, kind of hit like a brick wall. And so we knew that the products were so great in the former company that we knew that there had to be some kind of way for us to make money within the business. And so we were like, okay, hold on, wait a minute. Now, before I used to have another business that I was a part of, and I used to do vending. Okay. And then, I realized, okay, well, maybe I could try to do this with this former company. So we actually figured out a way of how to make extra money without having the team, or having the responsibility of a team, or having a team in order to survive in this business. And it was called vending. We would basically set up a table at a location. We would find different venues and we would set up our products. People would sample our products and the whole nine. And it was just phenomenal. So I just wanted to share this with you guys today, because a lot of times people who are in network marketing don't have any hope if they feel like they can't build a team, they don't feel like they can make money. And that's absolutely not true. So why vending? I mean, vending is huge. I mean, I kind of just mentioned a little bit about it. But the first thing is that it's time for the shy guy to go bye-bye. A lot of times people get into network marketing and they see the big cars, they see, the nice houses and the lifestyles that people are living, and they think that they can come into this company making millions of dollars on day one, not really knowing, what work ethic needs to go in. Now, a lot of times too, people come in with an employee mentality, not an entrepreneur mentality. You're not necessarily going to have people, standing over your shoulder every second of the way just to make sure that you're progressing the way that you should. And so a lot of times people end up becoming shy in the industry. They want the money, they want the success, but they don't necessarily have what it takes right away to build that success. And so when you tap into the art of vending, you're going to be confronted with people who literally, are going to come up to your table, are going to come by your table, and you have to be on point. So this basically is where, you're sharpening your axe, your offline game is tight, because you have to be able to communicate with people. Another benefit is that you offer products where people already are. So if, for example, Derrick and I used to vend at the mall, and we used to vend at different conferences and things like, in places like that. We would go where people already were, instead of us necessarily having to go to the grocery store every single day or go to the gas station every single day. We would go to venues where people were, and that kind of cut out us having to carve out some additional time of our day just to find some additional prospects. Also, like I just mentioned, you can make money without the pressure of managing a team, which is phenomenal. I mean, for some people like us, we definitely plan to build, we have a team. We want to build a stronger team as well as do offline vending, because you have to be able to maximize, your income. Derrick and I want to be free forever. We don't want to just make, $500 every week. We want to make a lot more than that on a weekly basis. So that requires us to do it all. This also allows you to tackle your cold market. You can build relationships and network. I can't tell you how many people that we have met along the way that have actually looked out for us, and we've looked out for them as a result of us connecting and networking and vending with them. I mean, we've supported other vendors. They have supported us. And that is phenomenal. And so those are just some of the reasons why you should become a vendor. Now, you know, there's several different types of events or venues that we seek after, but mainly these are the ones that we pretty much tackle every single time. And we look for church conferences, empowerment meetings, concerts. You'd be surprised at how many people have vendors set up outside of concerts. Health and wellness fairs, specifically because we are an organic health and wellness company. We should be tackling every health and wellness fair that we can get our hands on. Concerts, local parties, cabarets, flea markets, sip and shop events are very popular. You know, a lot of hair salons, barbershops, whatever new companies, boutiques, they have these types of little sip and shop events. That's a way for you to expose your business. Fraternity or sorority conferences, definitely connect with those folks because they always have something going on, whether it's a party, a conference, a boule or something. They always got something going on. Some job conventions. Now, we're not going to say every job convention because sometimes, depending on how it's set up, you're really not going to benefit from that. But you have to kind of be good at asking questions about the nature of the event, the type of people that's coming and that sort of thing, so you can get an idea as to whether that's a good job convention or not. And now that Vida Divina will be tapping into the pet industry, you can definitely start looking at pet conferences and fairs. You would be surprised. I remember it was a few months ago in Fredericksburg, Virginia, they had a pet show. And I know that they have, contests for dogs and things like that. But Vida Divina is going to have a full-fledged pet snack and treat line for all different types of pets. And so this would be ideal for you to be able to tap into that. Now, so those are definitely some good places to start in terms of the types of vending events that you need to be looking for. Now, how do you find these events? Now, Derrick and I actually knew some people in the beginning. We would start networking with people, and this was before we kind of tapped into the whole, social media piece of trying to find events. But essentially, once you get started and you start networking and you build these relationships with different vendors, then you're pretty much in. Like, you just have to stay connected and plugged in. That's how you should be in business as well as in vending. Okay. And so one of our first way that we actually started finding a whole lot of events was through Facebook. Now, Facebook has a lot of different pages that are vendor centric. So like, I live in the Maryland, DC area. And so we have several pages out there that are for Maryland vending events, DMV vending events, DMV access. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to say vending in terms of the type of page. It could be a networking page. It could be a nightclub page. It could be, something that is social, because those are the types of events that you would be at. You would find fashion shows and all types of things within that particular search. So Facebook is excellent. Google is excellent. You can just Google anything, that you think that would benefit you. Well, health and wellness vending events in, Washington, D.C. or something like that. And, the good thing about vending is that you can pretty much vend anywhere in the country. You don't have to limit yourself to just the area that you live in. Craigslist is also very good as well, because you literally can just type in, same thing there. You can go to any state and look for events. They have a page that I believe is called events. And then there's some other search engines that you can use within Craigslist that where you can find events that would suit your needs. Eventbrite is huge. Eventbrite is absolutely huge, because you can go to Eventbrite and there's a lot of events there that don't necessarily solicit vending events or vendors that they're accepting, but all of them have contact information. You can actually narrow down the types of search that you're looking for like that. I believe they have a category of just conferences, and they have some specific search engines that you can use in order to find events. And so if I may be drilling down because I want to work or go somewhere down in Richmond. So I'll look up Richmond and I'll look up conference and I'll look up specific dates, of when I'm available to travel to see if there's anything going on. And if they don't have, a slot, or if they don't have anything stating that they accept vendors, I just reach out to the point of contact that's on it to say, hey, are you guys accepting any vendors for this event? And then we take it from there. Instagram, another great resource. Now, Instagram, you kind of have to be specific. You have to kind of know the industry that you're looking for. So like a lot of hair shows, natural hair is a big thing now. Fashion shows, fashion week, different people who are having, boutiques for sure, hair salons. A lot of people have different shows and things of that nature. That's a good way to try to start searching. You may want to search on Instagram via a hashtag versus necessarily looking at a specific person, because you may get more information off of that hashtag. And of course, within the church, if you attend any church whatsoever, always stay plugged into what's going on in that bulletin, because that bulletin can reveal so much. They may have a health and wellness fair. They may have, the men's choir celebration. It could be something basic. We have something for everybody. As long as you have skin, we have something that we can offer you here at Vida Divina. All right. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is appearance and professionalism. Okay. That absolutely, I can't even talk today. That absolutely matters, because, if you do not have that, people will not take you serious in business, and they will just keep it moving. Okay. Now, you want to make sure that you're dressed appropriately for the event. A lot of times, Derrick and I will try to figure out, what the event is. If it's an event that's like after 5, then I question, do I need to wear a black dress? Do I need to, dress up? Do I need to wear a pencil skirt or something like that? Otherwise I may just wear, a Vida Divina shirt with some slacks. Black is always good because it shows, uniformity. You definitely want to coordinate with anybody that you are vending with. You want to make sure that you all are on the same page. I don't want to come there all suited and booted, and then Susie's coming over there with booty shorts on. We just want to make sure that everyone is dressed appropriately for the event. Okay. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about the table setup. Now, this is very important. This is all part of the appearance. Now, Derrick and I actually have kind of a standard setup, if you will. We have a spandex tablecloth that we use, a table banner. Now, that's not required, but it definitely looks nice. Same for the standing banner. We always have business cards and handbills on deck. We have product information and as many products on the table as possible. And of course, shopping bags for purchase. One thing that I cannot stand when I go to some of these vending events is when people will go in and purchase a product. You'll purchase a product from someone, and they give you a trash bag, or they'll give you like a shopping bag from the grocery store. I mean, really? I just bought like a really nice piece of something from you. Like I just bought a really nice sweater, and you put this thing in a shopping bag. Appearance is everything. And you only have one time to make a first impression. So it's really important for you to make sure that that table is set up appropriately. Now, this is actually our setup. This is an example of a setup. It's kind of a mock-up because the products that my husband created are not real products. But this is the actual banner itself. The pop-up banner that's standing up is ours. The table banner is ours. The spandex tablecloth is excellent because it does not wrinkle. A lot of times you'll buy these linen tablecloths or these, and basically they wrinkle. Even if you have them folded, the creases are still there. Or if you go to the dollar store and say, let me hurry up and grab something real quick. You go to the dollar store, you grab a tablecloth, and it looks cheap. It's like a piece of plastic that you're throwing on top of the table. Again, appearance is everything. So as you can see here, we just have some of the basic products on here. We have some information about the products, and we have a sign-in sheet. That is what's right here in the middle is a sign-in sheet. All right. Now, the second part, we'll talk a little bit about this as well. This is just the finish, the end of the table setup. Information about the products on the table. We typically put those in 8.5 by 11 clear stands. And this is not required, but it just makes it look nice. We pretty much explain the products. We have explanations of the products within those stands and usually a picture of the products. We have before and after photos of ourselves. If you don't have a testimony of yourself right away, then definitely use someone else. But try to make sure that you at least know the person that you're giving a testimony on. So if someone questions you on that, then they will believe you. Okay. You want to have as many samples of products as possible that give immediate gratification, which is most of our products. And I always say have a mini trash can, because you don't know, unless you're in the mall or in an area where there's a trash facility there right around in the area. You're going to need that for your tea samples and all of that. And again, I did mention the sign-in sheet. The sign-in sheet is very important because you want to be able to gather everyone's contact information and follow up within 24 to 48 hours. A lot of times people want information about the product, and that's a way for you to just say, hey, let me just go ahead and provide this information to you. And definitely you can follow up with them within 24 to 48 hours. You also want to make sure that you have change when you're processing a sale, that you come to the event with change. Not everybody is going to have change, and you want to make sure that you don't lose a sale. Derrick and I have lost money in the past because we didn't have change on us, because we just assumed, that everyone was going to use their credit card, and that's not always the case. And again, also activate, a PayPal or a Square account. This will save your life, because more people swipe than have cash. And so you want to make sure that you have all methods of payment available when people are coming to your table to purchase product. So we're up to the vending day. We got you prepared. We told you some of the stuff that you needed to set up the table and the foundation of vending. So now we are at the day of vending. You want to make sure at least a week prior that you purchase as much product as possible, as much as you can afford. Now, if this is a small event, you may not necessarily want to, purchase the whole warehouse, but you want to make sure that you have enough for your vending event, because a lot of times when people come to your events, they really want to be able to purchase stuff right then and there. You may have some folks who are cool with ordering online, but most of the time, especially if it's in their face, they want to get it right away. You want to make sure that you have samples of products, marketing materials, business cards, and definitely a positive attitude, okay? Don't come in there all upset and mad because you were stuck in traffic. Don't come in there mad because, you got into it with the vendor coordinator. Just try to, come in with a positive attitude. Know why you're here. Always think back to your why as to why you decided to vend that day if you get upset, and keep it moving. Try to arrive at least 1 hour early, unless specified by the vendor coordinator. We usually ask a lot of questions when we're in the vending process. We want to make sure that we get all of the logistics straight for the vending event prior to the day of. Okay, that's very important, because sometimes you'll pay for a vending event and you think that you're just going to get the best location at that event, and that's not always the case. Sometimes it is first come, first serve on the day that you arrive, not necessarily when you paid. And so you want to make sure that you get all of the logistics straight before vending day. Okay, make sure that you have sample cups for the tea, the coffee, the electro shots, whatever else we're going to have as samples. Make sure that you have enough of those cups, because if you run out, how are you going to give people samples? They can't drink out of the jug. So you want to make sure that you have enough of that. They're very cheap. They have them at the little cups at dollar stores. You can go anywhere pretty much to get little cups. Stand as much as possible in front of the table as much as possible. An exception to this would be if it's a conference situation. In some cases, conferences, they may run all day. And usually there's like intermission sessions or so. And so you want to make sure that you're sitting down during that time, because I mean, if you're standing up all day, then that's crazy. But you don't want to have all these people coming by your table and you're sitting behind the table chilling. You're not speaking, you're not interacting, because what's going to happen is some people may stop by just because they're naturally nosy, but others will just keep it moving because you're not engaging. So you want to make sure that you are, standing and, being polite, saying hello, ask if they'd like to sample one of your products, ask if they've heard about the products, and that's it. So that's basically what you want to do. Also, once they're at the table, it is your job to find out their problem and solve it. And you want to ask appropriate questions like, have you ever detoxed? Do you know anyone, or do you or anyone you know want to lose 5 pounds in 5 days? Do you or anyone you know need to lose weight? Does anyone have diabetes, high blood pressure, cholesterol in your family? You want to kind of feel the person out. Some people are very introverted and they're very, they just want to keep stuff to themselves. Others will tell you everything, especially when you ask them how are they feeling. One of the questions I ask a lot is, if you could change anything about your health, what would it be? Or do you know anyone that has joint pain? Do you know anyone that has cancer? You have to always make sure that you troubleshoot, because we are the problem solvers. A lot of times things that people do that result in pain, we have something for that. Now, we do not claim to cure or mitigate any diseases, but we have several testimonies of people who have benefited from these products. And if you have a testimony, share your story as much as possible. That is so key. Because, people will believe you if you have a testimony of the products, and they will listen to it. Basically just gives you instant credibility, because they're like, okay, he's just not selling me something off the street. This is something that he or she actually used. And whether a client purchases from you or not, if you have shared information with them, always try to make sure that you get them to sign the sheet so you can follow up before the client leaves. After or during, making sure, while they're writing their contact information, make sure you thank them for stopping by your table and for their purchase, and to confirm that you'll follow up with them within 24 or 48 hours, And an example of that would be, thank you so much, Mr. Jones, for purchasing the Factor Divina from us today. I will make sure to contact you within 24 or 48 hours to provide the information about the product and to make sure that you get any additional questions answered. Have a great day. Always smile and be excited. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is just a basic little tutorial that I wanted to give you guys on how to vend. Derrick and I, again, have done extremely well in this arena, and we get to pick and choose, what venues we want to be a part of. Now, in some cases, they end up being duds. I mean, that's just how it works. Sometimes we spent $150 to $200, $300 on an event, and it may have been a dud. Okay, but for those who can't afford those types of events, what I always suggest is that you partner up with other people to split the cost. That's another way for you to network with other people, either on your team or who are just people who are willing to vend with you. And you get to, y'all can talk about your goals and figure out what y'all want to do. And if y'all click, then y'all can continue to vend together and look out for each other. And that's really it. That's just another way to make another stream of income. I tell people all the time, I mean, how can an extra $1,000 a week change your life? I did like a little graph on my page recently that showed a breakdown of different bills that $1,000 can pay for that didn't even really come from my own personal 9-to-5 paycheck. So like, if you could pay your utility bill, your cable bill, your your phone bill, your car note, insurance, if you could go shopping, if you could do all of that with $1,000 that you just earn part-time from home in your spare time, why wouldn't you do it? I mean, not many of us are millionaires, and not many of us are being paid our worth in our 9-to-5. So why not work that much harder for yourself to be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor? That's all I'm saying. So, ladies and gentlemen, this pretty much concludes the vendor training for today. I just wanted to share this information with you because this has truly blessed our lives. And if anyone has any additional questions about how to vend or any, specifics specific questions that you may have about the art of vending and how this has really benefited us and how you can begin to start your journey of vending, definitely inbox me or inbox my husband, Derrick Jones, and we will be more than happy to work or answer any questions that you may have for us. We hope that you all have an awesome and amazing day. Take care. V's up, baby. Mwah.